Hey YouTube, I'm Chris, and today I'm going to show you how we built this twin dog bed from scrap wood, reclaimed lumber, and pallets and things like that. It was a really fun project, so let's get started. To start this project off, I'm going to cut up some 1x4s that I salvaged from a crate. These cuts will make the base. After the base, I'll cut the sides. It's going to take about 18 of these, about 16 inches long. The base is going to be assembled with pocket hole screws. We cut a little bit too many pocket hole screws, but it'll be fine. We used lots of clamps to get this thing straight. It's mostly warped wood. At this point, all the base is assembled and more pocket hole screws to put the back on. It's time to glue the back together. I'm going to use a face clamp to put these together. It's much easier to use a face clamp when using pocket hole screws. Five screws should hold it together with no problem. I cut down some dowel rod to fill the pocket holes. It's the easiest way I know to fill pocket holes. It's quick and it's cheaper than buying all the plugs. I'm going to use my samurai blade to cut them off. Okay, so it's not a samurai blade, but I'm going to cut them off with it. As I said, lots of pocket holes, and these are the sides that I'm putting the plugs in now. It looks kind of tedious, but it's actually kind of fun. It's so easy, you just put them in the hole and pound them down, kind of like whack-a-mole. The sanding turned out to be a big job, so we both broke out the sanders and got to work. Now it's time to fasten one of the sides on. We're going to clamp it down, and I'm going to shoot some brad nails in from the bottom. That should hold it till the glue dries. That one's on, so now on to the second one. Do the same thing. Now it's time to put the back on. We applied some glue and we're going to clamp it to get it all lined up because it's actually, like I said before, it's pretty warped. At this point I'm just going to mock up the front trim and get the middle ready. I'm going to follow the same process as before and use pocket hole screws to connect it together. I cut some pieces on a 45 to just make it look a little more decorative on the corners. I'm able to screw the bottoms with regular screws because you won't be able to see them. This bed is going to sit off the floor with feet, but I'm going to use brad nails on the sides. I'm taking my time to get this lined up because the boards are really warped, and if I don't get it lined up pretty good, it's gonna look really bad in the end. I'm going to mark the center for the trim and then place it on there with some brad nails and glue. I'm able to use screws again because it's not visible from the bottom. I cut some of the 1x's down into 1.5 inch strips, and I'm going to use those for the trim all the way around the bottom on the outside. I'm taking the two side pieces, I'm going to set those on the end and use that to mark so I'll know the exact measurement of this piece for the front. Now I'm going to glue them all together, starting with the two sides and then the front. That way everything lines up just perfectly. Now I'm going to attach the back piece, and that should finish up that bottom piece. I ripped some more boards down to 1 1/4 inches thick on the table saw, and I'm just going to nail those and glue those down on the top edge just for more decoration. The front top edge was a little bit more challenging because of the 45-degree angles, but I managed to get that all done. Just using this block here to make sure that it's flush with the sides, and then gluing and nailing it all back down. Well, here it is before stain, and I think it turned out great. There's some things I would do different, but I'll talk about those here in a second. We chose charcoal gray stain, and I think it was a good choice. This dog bed was a lot of fun to build, but here's some things that I would do differently. 1, I think that I would stain it with my sprayer only, just lightly misting it, because wiping it on and wiping it off, it was very difficult to get off because the sun was drying it so quickly and the wood was soaking it up, and I'm not sure why, but I'm no expert at stain. So the other thing that I think I would do differently would be I would take each board before I cut them up, maybe, or maybe not, and run them through the planer, and that would just save some of the steps where we were sanding a lot, and maybe we wouldn't have to breathe all that dust quite so much. So that's one of the other things I would do. I don't think I would use quite so many pocket hole screws. I think future projects I'll use a lot less. I'll still use them, but I just won't use a lot of them. Maybe 1 or 2 per board and some glue. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this project. I hope to inspire you to do something like this too. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe and like the video and share it on Facebook or all the other social media so everyone can enjoy it.